guys, this is Jamie Little Tallulah, and I am here to do a little demo for you using some Darice dies and the Gemini. I have gotten so many questions and so forth about what die cut machine to get, and you must have a Gemini. I should freaking have stock in the company because I love this machine. I love it so much that I would even pay full price for it. I didn't, but I would. And it's so, you know how you get a backup, just a backup paper pad, so you have two just in case something happens or you use it all up. I would even get a second Gemini just to have it in case something happened with my first one. Okay, okay. Isn't that ridiculous? I would. Now I don't, but I would. So what I wanted to do today is go over using your Darice dies in your Gemini machine. Now, of course, the Gemini machine will cut tons of stuff and not a big deal. But the problem is if you have a Darice die, you will notice that the majority of their dies, and I'll try to bring it really close so you can see, the majority of their dies have an outside cutting edge, right? And this looks like a wonderful die. However, this detail is not cutting. It is not a cutting. Do you see the raised piece here? And you'll notice that these are flat. Okay? So you'll notice that that's flat detail. It's not this raised piece here. Okay? Cute little flip-flops, but same deal. Outside edge, all this inside is flat, which means that's embossing detail, right? Well, when you get something like this, the amazing part of the die is all the detail, right? If you just cut it out without on the edge, you just get a plain looking jar. Who wants that? Same with these succulents, okay? Outside edge is a cutting edge. All the rest of this is embossing detail. This one, fabulous die. Doesn't it look awesome? But none of the detail is cutting. It's all embossed. So see how that's flat? Okay, now let's go ahead and do a sandwich for cutting a Darice die. And I have not cut these 4th of July looking ones, so I'm going to go ahead and do that for you. Purple plate, the plastic clear plate. I always use my magnetic sheet. That's why mine looks like crap. Just go ahead and put these dies up. I'm putting the cutting blade up. Throw those on there. Put the paper on it. And then your clear cutting plate. Or, yeah, your clear cutting plate. All you got to do then, let me turn you a bit, is feed it through the Gemini. Yes, look at that. Look at that loveliness. Now it says it takes 18 seconds. Okay. If you push this button, you can pause it and push the button next to it. It'll redo it. Send it backwards. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm not using the second half. There's no dies down here. So it just makes it come back out faster. Alright, so I'm going to take that out. Tilt you back down just a little bit. Okay. So when I pull this out, there might be a little bit of detail because I did use my my cutting mat. Okay. So you saw how well it cut. It just came out. Now you can see a tiny bit. Can you see a tiny bit of embossing? But we don't want a tiny bit, right? We want a lot. So I'm going to show you what to do. Just go ahead and carefully take these off. And then we're going to switch your mats out for you. Take all of this off. We don't need that anymore. Okay. What you do need is your purple plate. Put your dies back on. Make sure the paper is inside correctly. Okay. And if you're not sure or you're afraid it'll move, you can tape your die down when you're cutting it. Okay. So I'm just going to put all this over here. Get it on here. Now, what I have found that works is, you know those Anna Griffin green mats? Use that. Use your purple plate, then your die with the paper and the cutting blade up, and just put that over top. Okay? Now, the directions probably say something else. Matter of fact, I know they say something else. But this gives a good one for the Darice dies, because Darice dies and Anna Griffin dies are slightly thicker. Well, Anna dies are a lot thicker, but Darice dies are slightly thicker than like spellbinders and so forth, and so it can cut through your mat. All right, so I'm just going to tilt you back down a little bit. Well, there we go. And then all you have to do is take this off, and look. Do you see how deep that embossing is? And that is a good emboss. There we go. Try to see that. So now the details are in there. Now it looks like something interesting, right? If you want to do more, you can always go back and add some color. If you're interested in seeing a dye coloring tutorial, let me know and I can do that as well. So I want to show you the difference again. I'm going to take these succulents. I've already cut them, so all I'm going to do is put them back on the paper. Okay, so you can see them. So here's this one. I'm going to put it back into the die. Now, if this were a really intricate die, like a tattered lace die, I would not remove the paper first. I would not do that, because then it's very hard to get the die back in. But for these are very simple shapes with all of the design in the embossing, so it's not that difficult. So as you see, they go back in easily. Okay, just going to do that. You saw pretty plain, not much. Purple plate, die, paper, Anna Griffin embossing pad, clear plate, and go through. I had a question before about the plates for the cutting, because you guys know I go through plates like it is water. There you go. So you know I go through plates like they are flipping water. So let me show you what you can buy instead. You can get these on Amazon. Okay. Craftwell. They're the Embosser. Crafter's Companion used to have the Embosser, and they use these Craftwell plates. Okay, these are the same plates that are in your Teresa Collins one, if you got one of those. So you can get the A plate. There should be 2 of these in there. I'm trying to see. Platform A. This may be the equivalent of the purple one. And then I think the B plate is, maybe this is the one. But anyway, that's the brand. So you can go ahead and get those on Amazon instead of trying to hunt them down somewhere else. All right, let me show you this last one and then I'll go, and you can have a lovely day. Thanks for watching, and if you're interested in another tutorial or some kind, let me know. All right, now see, much better. Do you see that? So the die cut actually looks like something now instead of just blah. Okay, I'll give you another quick tip and then I'll be out. Another thing you can do is if you cut 2 at a time, okay, because most Darice dies you can cut 2 at a time. If you cut them 2 at a time, the first layer will get embossed more without having to do an embossing mat. The second layer is not as detailed. Can you see that? So this one has a better emboss than the second layer. You could also go back and do the same thing. Once you cut 2 at a time, emboss 2 at a time, and it increases the depth of the embossing. All right, thanks for watching, and I shall see you later. Bye-bye.